the hellebores. I can't imagine a garden that has shade that does not have hellebores. This is Helleborus orientalis. This is the most common species that gardeners, landscapers find and use. It is just quite spectacular what it does. Flower colors are lavender to purple to white and colors therein. All of these come from the bottom of the root. They're all stemless. And there is no stem per se, so everything comes out of the ground at once. And in early spring, all the way through late spring, you're going to find these are just great plants. When you look at the flowers, you'll notice they are nodding or they're hanging down. And that's fine. You will see in the video where I do some of the newer hybrids, the flowers are outward or upward facing. A major breakthrough for hellebores. But in these, they all tend to hang down, and so you have to sort of pick them up to look at them. And they are beautiful. These are 5 sepals, and in the middle are the stamens and the pistil, i.e. the male and the female parts. There are no petals, so the colored part are actually sepals. The foliage is evergreen, and it has all of these large fingers. And essentially anywhere from 7 to 11 of these maybe occur on Helleborus orientalis, but very easy to tell this from other species of hellebore. One of the things that also is really, really neat about this plant is you don't get a big drift like this by going out and spending $500 on them. You plant 3 or 4 and let them reseed. Now what they will do when they reseed is they will form on their own just little seedlings. And there happen to be a bunch of them through here. When we take our camera and we show you, you'll see all sorts of seedlings in here. These are all hellebore seedlings. Look at them, there's hundreds. And if I want to start, heck, they're even growing in the walkway here, in the stone. But if I wanted to start my own nursery, or of course I wouldn't have to do that, I mean, I would get a little trowel here, and I would dig these up, and I just transplant them. There they are, all the roots are there, everything is there. And I just transplant all these things. I put them in a bunch of containers, I'd stick them under a tree, let them grow for a season, and then put them in the garden in next fall. But look at them, there's a whole nursery here waiting for you. So when you go out and you spend $7.99 on a hellebore, let them do their thing. That's the nice thing about orientalis. It reseeds so well. The hybrids that I'm showing you later on, they don't reseed, but that's okay. But take a look through here, again, follow me here. The other nice thing about a planting that you're seeing right here, I love this planting because it's planted at the top of a little wall. So I don't have to get down on my hands and knees to see the flowers. I can turn them over easily. And if you have the opportunity to plant hellebores along a pathway where people can walk by and admire the flowers without breaking their knees, go for it. So, Helleborus orientalis, called the Lenten Rose, purples, lavenders, whites, dozens and dozens, and they make their own mass planting. Go out, get some, and enjoy the shade garden. Well, I've been talking about some of the new breakthroughs in hellebore breeding. And oh my, what we're looking for in hellebore breeding are good looking foliage, but particularly flowers that face outward or upward. And there's a whole bunch of examples here in the trial gardens at the University of Georgia, and I'm evaluating all of them. For example, if we just take a look at some of these rather spectacular plants here, it is springtime obviously, and for good reason. This is called cinnamon snow. And notice how the flowers are outward facing, not real big plants, but outward facing. And then over here a little bit further, you're going to see a beautiful white with a wee bit of pink in it called Winter Bliss. And beside Winter Bliss is another spectacular one called Rosemary. And they go on and on and on. But the big deal here, and perhaps you don't agree with me, but what the breeders are really excited about and what I'm excited about is we don't have to get down on our hands and knees to see these flowers of hellebores. So these new hybrids are just getting better And oh my, the colors. Over here is probably my most favorite one, called Pink Frost. And there's a whole row of them here. And they give that rosy red flavor, good looking foliage, and spectacular performance. These are not going to reseed anywhere. They're going to be landscape plants as opposed to ground covers, which happens with some of the more common types. But oh my, this is just the beginning. So when I'm talking about hellebores, we have a whole world awaiting us. Let's go out and garden.